guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. So we are now on day 4. Okay, welcome back everybody. Welcome back. Welcome new subscribers. Thanks to all of you for your continued support. Whether you're here for books or crafts, either one of those, I appreciate each and every one of you. So we're on video number 4, and that is going to be sewing in our signatures today. I do have my template ready. I made this template for a couple other journals that I'm working on. So they're the same size journals, same amount of signatures. So I said, hey, that saves me the time of having to redo it again. Just to explain that process for those of you who don't really understand it, you just have your measurements of your book, which is a 9. For our center signature, I usually go halfway. So you would be going 4.5 for this point, and then I usually go down an inch or a ½ inch, about an inch, from top to bottom here, and then just figure out what my spacing is, and that's how I come up with my template. So it's not a really hard process, and you don't even have to go through all that. You can just poke your holes and hope for the best. Okay, so this is what we're doing today. So I guess we're just going to get started on it. Okay, now of course, you know, you can just leave this here and, you know, poke using this, but I usually like to measure and make sure it fits in there. And then I'll just take the tip of a Sharpie or a pen or something and just, you know, go to the holes. And it usually goes through for me, and it just makes it a little easier. So now I can see all the holes. Pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, it was. It's this one here. Okay. So after I get my holes on there, I've seen people use all kinds of things. I've seen people that use the Big Bite, or they use some kind of a paper punch, or an awl. An awl is the most commonly used one. But I found this tool here, and it was like way back in the beginning, so I can't even begin to remember who I saw using this. It just slips my mind. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. If it's not on the screen, then I didn't remember. Anyway, this was a German-made tool, and what it does, it has a spring in it. And so when you're punching through something, it gives it a little bit more force to get through the holes. Now you're still going to need, you know, a book or something to, you know, protect your table and stuff. Now, I usually stand up when I do this because, I don't know, let's just make sure we're in frame. It takes a lot of pressure for me. So you just find your hole, and you just give it a couple punches, okay? And I know it's loud, you guys. Oh, quit bouncing off of there. Messed my fabric up there. This doesn't actually happen usually, you guys. It's just me being weird. This one's a little harder because my ring is up here. Okay, so then you turn it over, and you can see the spots. Now in this purple area, it's a little bit harder. So now I don't use it anymore. That's just my start. And if I need to make my holes better, then I'll just get my awl, and we'll just push through the holes and make those out one sides a little more visible, especially this one right here. and here. And there. Okay, so now we have a much better visual of, you know, where we're punching. Okay, there's the first part of it. To me, this used to always be the hardest part, was measuring out everything, because I'm just not a measurer. Okay, so now we are going to make sure these are all, you know, how we want them. The only thing that I have that's smaller is the hymnal page, and that looks good where it's at. I didn't, you know, go through and do a whole lot of different page sizes and all that, because the point of this is the Bible study, so I didn't get it too fancy. But just wait, though, because when I start filling it up, that's when all the creativity comes out. So we're going to need 8 of these. We're going to need to set for the first and second signature. And I've just always used these. I mean, there's all kinds of clips you can use. I just like to have mine all opened up and ready to go when I want to clamp my pages together. I'm not one of those people who can just hold the pages and stitch. I've got to have them secured, because knowing me, something will mess up, be crooked, stitched wrong, whatever. So I'm not brave enough to not do it without my clamps on there. So I usually just do 4 per signature, and you want this to be flat. You don't want to be doing it opened like this. You want it to be flat. And then I usually just flip it over so everything stays in the right place, and then just clamp the other ones. Do the same thing for this side. Now I have to say though, these clamps do get in the way, you guys. They are annoying. I gotta check my hymnal page on this one. Hymnal pages. Make sure they're in good spots. Nope, that one's not. Oh, I don't think I checked the second one in that first signature. The first one was fine, but I want to move this up. Make sure the rest of them are lined up. What about this one for that second? Nope, it wasn't good. So we get to do that all over again. I want it more even with the other pages. There we go. Okay, we should be okay now. Okay. Back with the clamps. You guys ever get those ones where they're super hard to squeeze? Like that one was super hard to squeeze. What is the reason for that? Some of them are really easy, and then some of them are really hard. And I don't know why. If you guys know, let me know down in the comments. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I am recording on Monday. I'm actually recording on the day of the eclipse. The eclipse is supposed to happen today. And we have a free day. We don't have roaring today, so I thought I would get another video recorded today. But the first thing we need to do is we need to get our... What did I do with my template? It's probably under the book over here. There it is. So we're going to take our template and be mindful of the top. And we're going to lay it in here. We're going to put it on here as even as possible. Because remember, this template is sized for the size of the cover, not the size of the pages. There's a 1/2 inch difference. So I just make sure that's as even as possible. And get my pencil. And I start marking on the pages. I hope this one shows up on there because there's some purples there. I think I'll be able to see it. Okay. And then we're going to mark this one. Get this lined up. Make sure our top and bottom. And again, we're going to mark where our template shows. I hope I'm in frame. You guys are actually seeing this part. Okay. So that is marked. Next, we are going to punch our holes in here. Okay, so now I've seen lots of people just have their signatures like this and just poke the holes like that. That's skillful. That's not me. I don't trust myself to be able to do that. But you don't have to have one of those big fancy cradles and stuff. Just get yourself a big book. I got this big old dictionary from a craft store, a used craft store, and it is perfect. Here's your cradle, you guys. That's your cradle, and it gives you that give for when you're punching your holes. So, let's get my awl back out. So all you have to do is make sure you have your pages up. Okay, I'm going to try and get you guys in here a little more. And then you just find your marks and just push. And that's all you have to do. Ooh, that one is hard to see. It is right there. I knew it was going to be hard in that purple. Sorry, my voice is probably a little louder. I'm right next to the recording. And that one. Okay, and then I always hold up to the light and make sure the holes are shining, or the light is shining through. Here's the next one. So much easier to see on this background. And that's really all there is to that part, you guys. And we're good on that. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Okay. Now I can sit down again. Oh, you know what? I didn't get my thread. Okay, so now we got our holes punched there. Let me grab my thread. I'm gonna go with like a gold thread. I don't have any purples or stuff that's gonna, you know, look okay here, but this will be partially covered anyway on the outside of that. So we're gonna get our thread going here. And I like to count 3 lengths of my signatures. So there's 1, 2, 3, and I always give myself about a half because I like to have the extra thread. Okay, and then I'm just going to measure my next one. Just like this. We're just going to match them up. Okay. And cut that. I was always taught to, you know, just from watching YouTubes, to start from your back signature first because it's a little bit easier. So that's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to do it. So we need a needle. There's a needle. I mean, I was super scared, you know, when it was time to sew in my first signature. You know, it's brand new. But, you know, when you get it done, there's just this sense of achievement, you know, accomplishment that you actually, you know, just put this book together, and it just really does make you feel good. Okay, so you just run that in your needle. That's all you gotta do. You just let it hang there. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the middle signature. Make sure you're faced up. We're going to pull this all the way through. And then I like to use the clips that I have in here. And I just kind of secure that thread so that it's not going to pull through. I've had it pull through a couple times before, so. All right, now we find that second hole, and there's no need to be in any kind of a rush on it. You know, just take your time and enjoy, you know, the experience of it. Up through the top hole, and now we're going to, we can't forget to, come on, find the hole. There you are. Oh, I'm losing my train of thought to you guys. Okay, so now we skip the middle and we go to the bottom. My holes are not real big because I used the smaller awl. I have two sizes. They came in a kit and I used the smallest one, so. And you know, when I'm at this point, I don't worry about it being tight because I want the room to be able to move this. So if it's loose like that, you know, don't worry too much about it because you're going to tighten it all up at some point. So I wouldn't worry too much. Oh, that even came out of the clip. What happened there? Here we go. Okay. So now we're going to go through the bottom on this one. Here we go. Using fabric also sometimes makes it difficult to find where the hole is. And right now I'm just trying to find it. Finally. And see, like right there, my fabric moved. My fabric moved, or my needle went into the wrong, there we go. It was making another spot in my fabric. Okay, so now we're going to make sure that's not, we got plenty of room to get through this. Anyway, you don't want to split your thread, and you'll know if you split it. You don't always see it right away, but you will be able to tell. Oh, I'm going to undo this. You'll be able to tell if you have. So let's go in straight this time. Here we go. And we're going to go on to the other side, okay? We're going to go ahead and unclip. It's better for your pages if you unclip when you tighten. And this is going to be the sign on whether you... There you go. I didn't catch any of the other threads because it will not tighten if you have, like, split any part of the thread. So what I do now is I grab all of it up in a bunch. Wax thread is perfect because it holds its place. And then I'll put the pages together and I'll see if it moves. And it is not moving an inch. If it's not moving, then I know I have a really nice, tight hold. I make sure these threads are tight here. And then I pull one more time, gently, and then I just tie it in a knot. And that's all you have to do. Now, a lot of times I will leave my threads hang because I can never decide if this is where I want to hang dangles or not. So I always leave it like that till I'm done with the journal. If I didn't hang anything, then I usually will tie it in a bow. I want to give the people, whoever gets the journal, I want to give them the option of whether they might want to hang something from there. So I rarely do I cut my threads unless it's a journal for me. Okay, now we're going into the next signature. Let's thread our needle. I hope I stayed in frame for that, you guys. I'm afraid to look. This one is being stubborn. There we go. And it's the same process. Going through the middle first. And then I like to clamp my end here. I like to clamp this under there. And then you just follow on. Go to the middle one, pull that, go to your top one. This one's going to be hard to see because I think it's in the flowers. Let's see if I can, oh, I found it. Yeah, sometimes it's hard with fabric when you're stitching your signatures in, you know, because sometimes you might have like floral scenes or dark fabric or something that's busy and you can't always see where you're going. And also when I'm stitching, I don't worry about stitching right into the spine. I stitch through my signature first and then I'll go through the spine. It's just easier for me that way. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm just saying, you know, that's the easiest way for me to do it. I found that one right away. I hope I didn't split that thread. And the final spot. Okay, take that out. Oh, we got to go under here. Okay, it tightened up. Awesome. Put them together. Oh, that one's moving a little bit. Let's go another time. Okay. Much better. Check here and make sure those are nice and tight against your fabric. I've also seen people bead this as well. I just haven't really gotten to that point yet. I'm wanting to do that. I feel like you have to have a lot of talent to do that. But there we go, you guys. We have stitched. Oh, no, we haven't. We haven't finished yet. Everything's good. Let's one more pull, tie in a knot, and hang down your threads. And now we've got it stitched. I don't think I'm gonna have. I might have a separate video to do the front and back covers. But as far as the rest of it goes, with like putting pockets and stuff on, that's going to go along with my Bible verses, I think. I think the key thing was getting the journal put together. So I may have another video for you adding the pockets to this. So we'll see. I may play around a little bit more with, you know, adding things, but I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do that. So remember, this is for the Peace of God Bible study, and gotquestions.org is a place you can go if you want to follow along. If you want to follow along with this journal making and the process of, you can go there and you'll even have the Bible verses that are going to be going into this. But please, guys, let me know if you are following along and you are doing a journal along with me. If you are, post that in the comments below. There's a lot of great creators in this. If you use the hashtag, you can follow each and every one of these very creative ladies. So, if I decide to do, you know, a little bit more before we actually start on the Bible verses and such, then of course you'll see a video for that. Okay, but that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.